We're going to talk about retinoids today, everyone. And how to incorporate them into your fall routine. Now that fall's here, I can smell it in the air in Central Oregon. I don't know about the rest of you, but I sure as heck can smell it. Hey, Shannon. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, now that it's not summertime and it's fall, we should start incorporating retinoids back into your skincare routine. So, retinoids are a derivative of vitamin A, and there's a whole bunch of different retinoids. There's retinol, aldehyde, retinol palpitate, retinoic acid. They all are types of retinoids. And it used to be that, well, it still is, that retinoic acid you have to get by prescription strength through the doctor's office. I'm not a huge fan of retinoic acid for a couple reasons. One, it is exactly what fits into the receptor site of your skin. So the skin doesn't have to convert it at all. It just fits right into that receptor site. And because of the nature and the ingredient, that can kind of blast the skin. It's why only about 50% of the population can use retinoic acid. It's really hard to get over that hump. As many of you know, your face peels and flakes and is red and can crack and just be extremely uncomfortable for weeks on end trying to get over that hump, they say. Just get through it. So that's one of the reasons I'm not a fan of it. And then also, because the pharmaceutical industry is all about getting the drug into your system, it has nothing to do about the integrity of everything else about your skin. The ingredients in that tube are not great. They're usually propylene glycol, usually has parabens in them. It's just not a clean product whatsoever if you're getting it from a pharmacy, okay? So retinol is typically what you would see on the market majority of the time, but now you're starting to see retinol that has an A in it, and you can also see retinol aldehyde. So the other derivatives are starting to come in, and so that's why I tend to use the term retinoids, because it covers everything and doesn't leave anybody out. But when you are new to retinoids, or you haven't used them for a while and you're going to start bringing them back into your routine, as you know, you can't just put them on your face and think everything's going to be all great, because you can fry yourself, because retinoids are very active. So this is how I encourage people to start using retinoids. So for instance, I myself started using retinoids about 4 days ago until I remembered I'm going to LA at the end of next week. And so I stopped and I'll start when I get back. But I started with just 2 days in a row. I intentionally did a strong one, knowing that I wouldn't be able to get away with it. We'll talk about this one in a moment. And I just wanted to see how quickly it would start irritating me. So I did it 2 days in a row. And when I woke up yesterday morning, it's not red, but when I put my skincare on, when I put my other serums on, any of the serums that have like alcohols or anything in them, I can feel them start burning right here in this eye area. So again, it's not red and it's not rashy, but when I put other active serums on, particularly ones with alcohols in the formulation, it stings and burns here. So that lets me know that I'm already compromising my skin a little bit right here around the eye. And if you tend to have a reaction from retinoids, it's almost always kind of in this eye cheek area where it's more sensitive in the temples, okay? Or it shows up in the necklace lines along the neck. Like as you sleep and it pulls, you can wake up and have these like red lines along your necklace lines. So this is why we want to work into retinoids slowly. So I do not think retinoids are necessary in your early 20s. If you have acne, that's a totally different story. But if you don't have acne, the point of using retinol is to speed up the cellular turnover process, but you can't really speed it up past 28 days. So when you're 21, 22, 23, 24, your skin is already functioning at like the most optimum that it could possibly function at. So you can't make it be better than perfect. So I find that retinols start tending to be something you should incorporate into your skincare routine, depending on you, mid-20s, end of your 20s, definitely by age 30, you should be on a retinoid, and then you should kind of be on them for the rest of your life because of what they do for your skin. They force everything to stay sped up. No one wants their skin to act its age. Like, I'm 42 years old. I don't want my skin to act like it's 42. I want my skin to act like it's 28. So if you have never used retinoids before and you're totally new to them, so I'm going to talk about the cosmetics retinoids. They're the ones that I know the most knowledge about. I've worked with them for years and years, and I'm extremely comfortable with them. They have 2 different delivery systems, which no other skincare line has different delivery systems. They'll have different types. They'll have like this one's for oily skin and this one's for dry skin. But cosmetics has actually 2 completely different delivery systems. And that is why they make 5 retinoids. And then they also make some other products that have retinols along with other ingredients. Like their acne serum has retinol in it. They have an alpha hydroxy acid serum called Define that has retinol in it. But these 5 are like the main, these are retinoid serums, and they start at 0.5 and they go up to 1%. Hey, Christian, you see this Allison Island. Okay, so if you're new to them, if you tend to be more like normal, even keel to oily, I highly recommend you start with Refine, okay? This is a 0.5 retinoid. It's in the protein delivery system, and how you're going to want to incorporate it is if you're not using any type of retinoid or retinoid alternative product right now, you just want to start using this every other night. 2 pumps on your face every other night for a couple weeks. If you're using an alpha hydroxy acid resurfacing serum right now in replace of a retinoid, what I want you to do is I want you to alternate with them. So if you're using like Defy, or you're using like a 10% lactic acid serum or something like that, do like that serum one night, Refine one night, that serum one night, Refine one night, and do that for 2 or 3 weeks, okay? And then after 2 or 3 weeks, I want you to start using Refine every single night. Once you've been using it for about a month, bump it up to 3 pumps and start pulling it down the neck and chest. So here's the other thing I've learned about retinoids over the years is the neck tissue and the chest are more sensitive to it, and you've got to get it in your skin tissues first, because the thing with retinoids is they do stay retained in your tissues for up to 3 days, and they have a kind of an uptake mechanism. So as like that cellular layer uses it, and if there's more there to be utilized, it's going to uptake to the next cellular layer, and then that cellular layer can use it. And then whatever it doesn't use, it's going to reuptake to the next cellular layer. So this is another reason why when I talk to people and they're like, yeah, I use retinol, but like, it's just, I'm too sensitive to it, so I only use it 2 days a week. No, you're not. You're not using retinols. If you can't have it on your skin at least every other night, it's not staying retained in the tissues. You're not getting the benefit from it. If that's your problem, you need to go to a lower strength. Just get something of a less strength. Put that one to the side. You can still use it once you've built up the tolerance to it, but you're not built up there yet. So set it aside and get something that's a lower dose. So once you've been on this product for about a month, 3 pumps, and start pulling it down the neck and chest. Once it starts getting retained up in the facial tissues up here, then it tolerates it much better down here on the neck and chest. But if you start using it immediately on the face, neck, and chest all at the same time, I guarantee you, you're going to wake up with those necklace. You'll be fine. You won't have a reaction on your face, but you'll wake up with the necklace rings on your neck. If you tend to be more dry, or people who tend to be more oily, I really do like Refine. It is going to be stronger than Serum 16. I absolutely love Serum 16. It is in a lipid delivery system. It's for those people that are like, I've tried retinols and like it was way too active. I didn't like them. That like you could start, like you're not going to have a reaction to this one. For some people who are like really sensitive, maybe every 3rd night you should start out with Refine. Do that for a week, then bump them to every other night. Like if you start having a reaction to your retinol or your retinoids, stop, wait till the rash clears up, go back into it, just go a little bit slower. So Serum 16 is more for your drier skin types 40 plus. I tend to put a lot of people in their 30s in Refine. Okay. Same with Serum 16, 2 pumps every other night for a week or 2, 3. Then after that, every night. After about a month, start pulling it down on your neck and chest. Same thing, start with 2 pumps. Once you add the neck and chest, bump it up to 3 pumps. Now, once you're done with Serum 16, if you are over 40 and you have used 1 bottle of Serum 16, I immediately want you to jump into Serum 24. This is a 1%er. You need to bump up. So how retinoids really work well and respond to the skin is you slowly over time want to build them up, because then that way, that's how they stay active and keep the skin glowing and refreshed and looking good. If you've been using a retinol product for a while and you're like, it just doesn't work the same way. Like when I first got it, my skin was, it just did more. And now I just feel like it's blah. It's because your skin has now gotten used to your 0.5% or it's gotten used to your 0.75%. And you now need to bump up to the next percentage. It's also why, because you do that bumping to keep it stimulated in the tissues, that you need to take a break from it. You don't want to use it year round. You want to give your skin a rest. And because it does make you more sun sensitive, I recommend your rest is in the summertime. So that's why we're talking so much about retinoids right now, because summer has ended, fall is here, and now it's time to start putting retinoids back in your routine, especially if you want to start doing peels, because retinoids just make everything work better. Even if you're not doing peels and you're just doing lasers or microneedling, like retinoids make your face healthier. They make your skin function like it's younger, and they make it healthier. Once you are done with Refine, I don't always recommend people jump right back up to Refine Plus. I do think you should work with somebody. I have definitely fried my face more than once with Refine Plus and Refine RX. So this is like, Refine is like a 0.5, Refine Plus is like a 0.75, and Refine RX is like a 1%. With the Elite products, you can get them from me on my website. They are not sold online, but on my website, you just hit a button and it shoots me an email basically with your name and your email, and then I can send you an invoice for it. But if you've been using the cosmetics lineup of Serum 16 and you just need something more of a boost, you really need to switch to this guy. Really, really need to switch to Serum 24. Like, honestly, I start everyone out with this, Serum 16, and I never keep anybody on it. I almost always bump people up to Serum 24 once Serum 16 is done. The other thing that I love to do is I like to mix these, okay? So what I do, so I'm 42 years old. I have normal skin. I used to have really oily skin. I used to have acne for 15 years. I'd say I have normal skin now with a tendency towards dry because of the climate that I live in, okay? So when I start using retinols on a regular basis, I'm going to start using Refine. For me, because of my skin health, and I'll be able to use Refine every night. I have more of a tolerance. The older you get and the longer you've been using retinoids through your life, you do have a little bit more of a tolerance. So I don't have to use Refine every other night. I can just jump right into it. So I'll use Refine, and then after about a month, after like 2 weeks of using Refine, I'm going to start topping it with Serum 16. Because the beauty of the cosmetics formulations is this is retinol, but this one here, Serum 16 and Serum 24, are retinol and retinol aldehyde. So you're getting two different forms of retinoids. And studies are showing now that combining retinoaldehyde with retinol in formulations actually can deliver a better result in the skin than prescription stink retinoic acid. And then also you don't have the side effects with it as well. So I'll do this for a couple weeks. I'll start layering this, okay? As soon as my first bottle of Serum 16 is done, I immediately am jumping into Serum 24, and I will not look back at Serum 16 until next September. I use one bottle a year, and that's it. Then I start layering these two. Once Refine is gone, I jump into Refine Plus, okay? So when I start layering them, I don't do 3 pumps of this and 3 pumps of this. I do 2 pumps of this and 2 pumps of this. So I'm getting a total of 4 pumps. I don't mix them either. I do them as 2 separate layers. And then once this bottle of Refine Plus is gone, I will jump into the Refine RX. So by February or March of next year, these are the 2 retinoids I'll be using. I'll be using 2 1% retinoid serums layered on top of each other. And I will use this until end of April. May 1st is when I stop using the retinoids usually in my area. May 1st, the first week of May. So that's how you kind of want to slowly start incorporating retinoids. You don't want to jump into them. You want to go into them slowly. If they start giving you a reaction, stop use until the reaction goes away, and then go back into it just more slowly. If you are going into it slowly and it just keeps causing you to react every time, your percentage is too high. Put your higher percentage serum away, go purchase a less percentage serum, start into that slowly, and then once that whole bottle's gone, then try to jump back into that higher strength retinoid serum. Let me see if there's, one other thing I want to talk about before I open up for questions is, retinoid on the body is phenomenal. It does the same thing on your face as it does on your skin. So cosmetics did come out with this product called A-Lift. I am absolutely obsessed with this stuff. It's $90 a tube. You get 4 ounces of it, and it is basically Serum 26. So here's your Serum 24. So they have 24% of that lipid delivery system style retinoid complex in that. They have 26% of that retinoid complex in that. So this is a little bit more than a 1% on the body. And I put this on my breasts, my chest, my arms, my thighs. I don't put it below my knee. But I do put it on those areas, and I will start using this when I get back from California as well. So if you are able to afford to put a retinoid product into your routine, especially if you're 40 plus, I highly recommend it, because as you know, the skin on your arms doesn't get any better. The skin on your chest, it doesn't really get any better. Like everything you can do to preserve it and make it young and youthful again, do it. You can do it. And again, you can treat it like a treatment plan. Like if you just want to get A-lift and just use it on the chest and arms, do that. You don't have to use it on the rest of your body. But absolutely for the chest and arms, I feel it's essential to keep the skin more youthful if you're trying to stay more youthful in that way. All right, does anybody have any questions? Let's see. Hey, April. All right. Yes, Jennifer. I'm so excited. So I'm going to go see my Beverly Hills Skincare Muse. Jennifer's down in California, and I finally get to meet her for the first time. And we are lounging by a pool with huge-ass hats. That's what we're going to be doing down in LA. And then we're going to come home and peel our faces off. Because peel season's starting. Also, if you are getting ready to start chemical peels, or want to do chemical peels, now is the time to start getting on your retinoids. It's time to start incorporating them, just in case we didn't cover all that. For all your knowledge. You're so welcome, Becky. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day, and we'll talk soon. Light and love to you all.